What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this is going to be the X-Force Archangel PVP preview. In this video, we're going to be showing Angel in his new X-Force Archangel costume in a series of PVP battles. In the first battle, we're using him with Juggernaut and an agent in the Bruiser Aegis armor. And we're coming up against a team that has Black Widow and Emma Frost. So if we were using Angel in his blaster costume, we'd be in serious trouble. Lucky for us, we're using him in the Scrapper costume. And we chose this costume because we felt it would be the less risky of the two, even though there are a number of bruisers out there like Juggernaut. Now that Emma Frost has used her mental trauma, it's going to be all three of my characters in a row. So we're hoping to take someone out by the end of our 3 turns. After using the Surge of Cyttorak, we're going to use Sunday Punch on the agent. Unfortunately, we do miss him. So now on our agent's turn, we're going to use the Restored Lewis automatic machine gun. Now watch what Shell Shock does to Black Widow, since she has revenge tactics and counterattacks. But first cast Mark for Revenge, she's going to take Shell Shock ×2 right off the bat. So there you go, she's down over 11,000 health just from one attempted counterattack. So now you know Shell Shock is really potent against Black Widow. Next, their agent's going to use Signpost, so he's going to take Shell Shock from that. Then he's going to do an attack and he'll take a second Shell Shock. So right now it's destroying their team. Well, it looked like his health didn't take a second hit from it. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but that's alright. Our agent was hit with a flying kick and he's probably going to die right now. But we still have Angel and Juggernaut. And the best news is Juggernaut doesn't have too much to fear against Emma Frost. It may look bad right now, but I'm not out of this fight yet. We have Juggernaut's level 6 ability, and that's going to guaranteed finish Black Widow. So let's use it on her. Then on Angel's turn, we're going to use his level 2, which is Pestilence. And this is one of my favorite new abilities. And that's because Pestilence places Nano Plague on whoever you hit. So it's going to remove their buffs, such as War Frenzy, and it'll prevent them from gaining it. It also prevents other buffs, but look, it takes off Cosmic Power and War Frenzy, and it'll prevent it from kicking in. Then they also take damage. So this is a really powerful ability, and it's pretty much my favorite one on Angel. Or I should say X-Force Archangel. Then Emma Frost tries to stun Juggernaut, but he can't be stunned, so that was a waste of a move. We're hoping that Sunday Punch doesn't miss again, and it doesn't. So their agent is almost dead. And since we felt like their agent may be taken out by debuffs, we went ahead and targeted Emma Frost with Pestilence. We are, however, taking Shell Shock damage, so we're coming pretty close to the end. And then sadly their agent survived. So we were just barely off on that, and we probably should have took more time to calculate how much damage he would take. Still, we know we're going to be able to finish their team in our next 2 attacks, so we should have this battle won. Let's use that guaranteed hit and crit on Emma Frost. And that finishes her off. Now it's just Angel's turn. He also gains health back, you see, when Emma Frost goes down. So that gives him a little bit of a cushion. And it helps combat against Shell Shocked. Either way, it wouldn't matter as we finish their agent. Now we're going to try that team one more time, and this time we're using the Tactician Power Armor. And we actually meant to use this the first time, and that's because, just in case they have a blaster which will hurt Juggernaut quite badly, we'll then have the counterclass to them and be able to gain tactical maneuvers. And right away we happen to run into a Blaster Phoenix. So we're using the Savant Spear, and that's to give us a shield to help us have a little bit more survivability early in the match. We're also able to generalize whoever we may need. So we went ahead and generalized our agent, especially since he has a protect anyway. By the way, that shield from Savant Spear really helps to neutralize Quicksilver's early damage as well. So we got pretty lucky in getting matched up with this team. It's not that it's a bad team, it's just a favorable matchup for us. Especially since Archangel can easily deal with Phoenix. But right here we do have something kind of go wrong for us. And that's the fact that we didn't think Angel was going to do that much damage when he attacked the Infiltrator agent. But he's able to take him out, which is going to cause Phoenix Fire to be able to be used. The good news is we should be able to finish the agent with Juggernaut before Phoenix Fire goes off. So he'll be out of the picture at least. And as long as our team doesn't die, we'll be able to then target Phoenix. So we just have to weather a Phoenix Fire and Quicksilver's attacks. Now it's the moment of truth. It does quite a bit of damage, especially the Juggernaut. But at least we're still alive, and Angel and my agent have quite a bit of health. The other odd thing, but still good news, is if Juggernaut does die, Angel will actually be healed. And that's all thanks to his passive. Also, we did gain tactical maneuvers, so we were able to use the scroll to remove Soulfire. Now let's go ahead and use the restored Lewis gun. And this gun is pretty effective against Quicksilver, I'd say, as well. And that's because you know he's going to do his offensive attacks. So he's going to take both shell shock damage right away. We're expecting him to finish Juggernaut, but he may not actually. Instead, he targeted our agent, so that was a bad move. And of course, these are the type of mistakes that the AI makes for everyone. On our agent's turn, let's go ahead and put shell shock back on Quicksilver. And he's going to attack right away and kill himself. So that does finish Juggernaut. And it actually left Quicksilver with 300 some health. Still, Angel did heal from Juggernaut dying. And we should be able to finish off Phoenix. We're going to use Death. So that's Brutal Strike and Fatal Blow. And that'll take Phoenix out. No need to worry about Death and Rebirth. That move, and the fact that he can place Despair on an enemy, is why I call him the Phoenix Killer. And there you see the shell shock tick again on Quicksilver, but yet he stays alive, so that's pretty messed up. And I guess that's a glitch. For some reason it just won't finish him. So we'll fire the machine gun again, since only one hit needs to land. And that's going to finish off this battle. Now we're going to be coming up on the third and final battle of the video. And in this one, we're using the current team that we're using on offense. And that's X-Force Archangel and Infiltrator White Crown Phoenix. We're facing a very annoying Rescue and Emma Frost team. But they do have a Blaster Agent, so that's going to help us out with our Tactician. But once again, a double Tactician team, so we're pretty glad we're not using Blaster Angel. Emma starts with the Mental Trauma, and then we're going to get a status reset right away from Rescue. Then a Flyby Attack, and then I would assume she would use her Protect ability. But we'll see, you never know. Instead she uses Reconstruction Matrix. So let's go ahead and use the scroll right away and remove all that. And then we can go ahead and single target attack their agent. And we almost forgot to do this at first, we almost used the Lewis gun. But we can go ahead and single target and gain a second attack. And that's when we'll use the Lewis automatic machine gun. Next it's going to be Angel's turn. And what's really cool about his level 2 is we could place that on Rescue and stop her from gaining all those annoying buffs. Or we could go ahead and use it on someone else and it'll stop them from gaining buffs. So what we decide to do is use it on their agent. It's going to take them down pretty low in health, and then Phoenix should be able to finish him off on our very next attack. So on Phoenix's turn, we're going to use Mind Link. First use that on our agent, and then we're going to go ahead and use Psyblast on theirs. And that should be enough damage. So their agent's already out of the picture, and we still have Phoenix and Death and Rebirth. I know Rescue can be really annoying, but not when you have Angel who can put on Nano Plague and effectively stop a lot of those buffs. The only thing that would remain to be seen is, will her passive remove it? And I'm sure it can, but it doesn't have a 100% chance to kick in anymore. Still, that's pretty interesting, and it's something I'd like to look into. There just wasn't really enough time to test it out just yet. So here Rescue goes. She's going to take all of the shots from the machine gun and prevent Emma Frost from getting shell-shocked. Then we're going to go ahead and use Pestilence on her. So that's going to remove a lot of those annoying things, like I said. And after that, we're going to see how much damage we can do with Phoenix. I think maybe Phoenix's Psyblast could finish off Rescue. So let's see if it has enough to finish her. It doesn't look like it's going to. But then it hits with a critical hit, and it is enough to take Rescue down. Let's see if Emma uses something besides mental trauma. And of course she doesn't. She apparently did have shell shocked on her, so she's going to take damage from that. And then we'll definitely be able to finish her off with all three of our characters going in a row. First, we'll use the machine gun, so we spam that like she spams mental trauma. So I guess we shouldn't complain about mental trauma. Now with Angel, we're going to go ahead and spam his level 2. So we really shouldn't complain about someone spamming an ability. And at this point I realize that Phoenix probably isn't going to finish Emma off. So we were wrong and she is going to get another attack. Let's see what happens with that shell shock. Maybe it'll actually finish her off. So she uses mental trauma, and shell shock finishes her unlike Quicksilver. So that's really odd. Well, that's going to be it for our X-Force Archangel PVP preview. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos.